Over the last year, I've interviewed over 400 people and put myself in some of the most uncomfortable situations asking strangers for their advice. We had rejections, one guy was super high at the Tesla charging station, I've been spoken down to, we had near misses with security, and more. But most people I talked to were so genuine and willing to share their stories and advice. Basically, I've learned so much in the last year just going out there and facing my fears. So in this video, I'll talk about what I've learned approaching hundreds of different strangers and some of the advice that really stood out and ultimately changed my life. So the first thing I learned is that people are really open to sharing their advice if you just ask. Every single one of the people I talked to on the street, they were complete strangers. They had no idea who I was and I had no idea who they were. So they're just going about their day when suddenly I come up to them and ask, hey, can I interview you for my YouTube channel? And while this can be pretty uncomfortable for me to do, as well as for them to say yes, all these people decide, as I asked them, okay, I will be in Charlie's video. We didn't pay them. They didn't really expect to get anything out of the video. They simply just volunteered to share their time. And I think that tells us something really important about people. It's that if you don't ask, you don't receive. Today, people are not good at communicating, right? There are a lot of instances where I've wanted something, but I just haven't communicated it. I haven't actually asked them. This is really bad because if you don't ask, then of course you're gonna get rejected. However, if you do put down your ego and you start getting vulnerable, actually asking can result in some amazing experiences. And so if I had not asked any of these people, I never would have had any of these conversations. I never would have learned any of this advice. And so two people, me as well as the stranger, we would continue along with our days, never crossing paths just because I didn't go up to them and ask. So if you guys want something, just ask for it, right? The worst they can say is no. And so if you're the type of person that doesn't really like asking for favors or doesn't really like asking people to do things for you, I think the reason why you think this is because you think they are being inconvenienced and that they'll probably say no. But this is actually you just projecting what you think they'll say. You really have no idea what their answer is going to be. And if going up to this many strangers has taught me anything, it's that most people are down as long as you ask them kindly. Okay, the next thing that I learned is that the overwhelming majority of people are super, super kind. It doesn't matter what race they are, how old they are, what their political views are, what kind of car they drive. All that is insignificant when it comes to determining whether or not someone is kind. And so yeah, I started off this video project sort of picking who I was going to approach, just sort of based on what they look like. But after doing this so many times, I realized, everyone is kind. It doesn't matter what they look like, and you really can't judge a book by its cover. That taught me empathy because yes, I judge, but that's not the right thing to do. And if you go about life like that, you're gonna miss out on a lot of amazing experiences. At the end of the day, all humans have common ground. They wanna be heard and they wanna be respected. So if you can give that to other people, then they'll be super kind to you. Okay, so the next thing I learned is that getting out of your comfort zone is so rewarding. Let's talk about why. I made tons and tons of videos about this topic, and I truly think that being in your comfort zone, it's one of the worst things you can ever do for yourself and your future. Yes, every once in a while, we do need to go back to our comfort zone so that we can sort of recharge, but every good thing in your life is going to happen when you get outside of that comfort zone. And so for me personally, I'm really shy. I would never expected that I would do something like this, going up to complete strangers, asking them if they'd like to be in my random YouTube video. This is something that I really don't want to do. But as I was thinking that, I was like, okay, that means that I should be doing this. Because if I don't, I'm staying complacent. I'm not going out there and doing things that are challenging to myself. And as a result, I'm not going to grow as a person. And so it doesn't have to be going up to random strangers and making videos with them. This concept extends to so many different areas in life. I spent the last year doing something that was very uncomfortable for me. So I encourage you guys, find something that you guys can do that is completely out of your comfort zone. Take the next year and really lean into that. I guarantee you something great is going to happen from it. By getting out of my comfort zone, I also learned a lot about myself. For one, I'm not the best interviewer, so there are many things that I did interviewing people that was not actually good. For example, people said that I bobbled my head too much. People said that I looked too serious. People said I approached people the wrong way, and that's why they said no. And yeah, there's truth in all these, so I basically took that and said, you're right, I am bobbling my head too much. I'm not asking the right questions. I do look way too serious. As a result, I got better at doing something that I never thought I would ever do professionally in my life. Seriously. And so yeah, if you guys get one thing from this video, it's that I got out of my comfort zone. I learned a lot. It changed my life. And so you should find something that you want to get out of your comfort zone for and just do it. The next thing I learned is that everyone has their own version of reality that is correct for themselves. I think so many people out there, especially on the internet, they are super hard-headed, right? They have opinions that they believe and pretty much nothing can change their mind. They see other people with different viewpoints, different opinions, different different beliefs. They think these people are absolutely crazy. How could someone ever think that thing? Essentially, it comes down to this, right? If you have two smart people and they're arguing, it means that they have different values or assumptions of the world. And so the majority of people out there, they are smart in their own way. And so there are clashes between differing opinions. Everyone has different opinions. And yeah, if you say any type of opinion online, there are gonna be people out there that absolutely try to roast you. For example, if you've ever been interviewed by me, you're gonna get hate online. If you say anything that's remotely controversial, or even if you do nothing wrong at all, people are going to attack you in the comments. It's just pretty much the way it is nowadays. Now, is this good? No. But it basically illustrates the fact that everyone thinks they are right, they have no empathy for other people, and they think my way or the highway. Interviewing all these people has put me face to face with people of different religions, political views, socioeconomic backgrounds, and so much more. These are all people that I probably would never have gotten the chance to talk to in my life. But that has built up a lot of empathy, and it's also built up a lot of understanding that people have differing opinions for a reason. They're raised differently, they have different interests, they have different priorities. Essentially, their life is completely different than yours. And so when you judge someone based on their beliefs not matching yours, I think it's not taking into account that their life is completely different than yours, and it's okay to have differing opinions. I think knowing this concept has made me way more open to different beliefs, and I think that's very, very important to do. On the flip side, interviewing all these people has made me realize that yes, while we are strangers, a lot of our stories and struggles are very similar. People deal with similar types of insecurities, they've made similar types of failures and mistakes in their lives, and there's a lot of things that most people wish they started doing earlier. But real quick, you guys are watching this video because you want to learn something, but if you want to learn a new skill and actually get a high-paying career without a degree or experience needed, I definitely recommend checking out CourseCareers. On the website, they have a ton of self-paced online courses where you guys can basically learn a new skill and then get a high-paying job. So yeah, I'll put a link down below. And if you use my link, you'll also get $50 off any paid course. Back to the video. Now I'll play a role of some of the common struggles that we've heard in our interviews. What's something that you would tell a beginning entrepreneur?
Try everything because you don't know what you're going to love. You're not going to know what you're going to hate. I failed at e-com. I failed at creating clothes. I failed at online content creation originally, YouTube. I did sales jobs. I worked at a restaurant. You name it, I tried it. I failed. You got to do everything, right? And then eventually you stumble into something and you say, you know what, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, but I learned all these skills and this is my passion. And once you find that thing, go all in. Do not let up. I found what I wanted to do and I went all in. It was the best decision I made. Unfortunately, for a second there, I was like not really eating. I wasn't really working out. I wasn't doing too much, but I was all in and focused for a couple years, and it completely changed the trajectory of my life.
So I literally just tried every single business under the sun. I tried like FBA, I tried high ticket drop shipping, a lot of like digital products. I tried like a clothing store. I feel like I just tried everything to make it. And my best advice for that, for anyone who is like an aspiring entrepreneur, I guess, on YouTube, you get a lot of different ideas for side hustles, and you really have to just try everything once in order to like find out what works for you.
Easily the biggest advice that I was given when I was young was try a lot of things, and I'm glad I did, because I never would have thought 10 years ago that I'd be a tax strategist teaching tax education, but it's my happiness now from being able to try a lot of things like personal fitness, modeling, a lot of different things that I had interest in that led me to what I'm doing today.
Another thing that I've learned is that everyone has something valuable to share. I think I went to this thinking, okay, only successful people are going to have, advice that I want to listen to. But that's not the case. And I've actually learned a lot from people that, are not traditionally successful. And that's because they have different strengths, right? Someone that's strong in business or money and stuff like that, it's very likely that they are struggling in some other aspect of their life. However, people that may not be as strong in business and stuff like that, they have other talents and strengths that more than make up for that. So I realized that if you only listen to advice from one specific type of person, that's actually extremely dangerous. You're not getting a proper perspective of the world, and you're gonna be missing out on a ton of different lessons that only other people could teach you. Now, this also ties in with self-confidence, because I do believe that a lot of the people we interviewed, they did the interview and they thought, all right, that was not the best interview. I could have done a lot better. This is common for most people because they sort of overanalyze what they say. However, if you read the comments, the majority of them are actually extremely positive. And so that just really goes to show that everyone has really great things to say. It's likely that you think what you're saying is not that impactful, but in reality, it actually is for a lot of people. So yeah, those are some of the lessons I've learned that I can't learn from doing business, that I could only learn by talking to so many different strangers. Those lessons were so important to me. They really changed the way that I go about life. But I also want to sort of take this video and show you guys some of the best business and life advice that we got. So yeah, right now we're gonna play some of the top moments that I think a lot of my audience really, really enjoyed. Would you be willing to share like the most you've ever made in a year or something, just to inspire the audience?
Don't ever focus about how much money you make a year, because that's That's not what you're there for.
Yeah.
Your focus should be to do something that you're passionate about and have fun doing it, and make sure everyone around you is having fun on your team.
What's the best way for people to like invest their money?
Investing in yourself. So like taking yourself out for a walk, grabbing a cup of coffee. Like you don't have to invest in like major appliances in your life. It's just something that makes you happy at that moment so you can keep pushing forward.
How do you network and make new friends?
Man, I remember after I graduated college, someone told me it's not the grades you make, it's the hands you shake. So never be afraid to talk to people, never be afraid to go start a conversation. The worst thing you're gonna hear is no, get away from me, and that's totally fine. You're never going to find everybody that wants to interact with you. Sometimes you're gonna have to take rejection, but not letting that rejection steer you down a path is really the key. Just being resilient and knowing that, listen, I might not meet the person that's going to change my life for some time, but as long as you're putting yourself out there, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I'm constantly shooting.
Any final advice you want to leave entrepreneurs, especially female entrepreneurs?
If you have any idea, just start today. The younger you start, the better, because the less resources you have. And the less resources you have, the less risk that you are actually taking. Just start really, really early.
Any last piece of advice you want to give aspiring entrepreneurs?
Being really good in something doesn't mean you can run a business in that. So whatever you're doing, learn the business, not just your skill. Learn and try to learn as much as you can how the business is run from the owners. And if you ever want to step out, get as much experience as you can before you step out on your own.
Do you have any advice for people that may want to leave their job and start working for themselves?
Have a cushion of a year. Get 1 year of money that you have put away, so you give yourself 1 year to succeed at that. If you do that, you won't be in a panic. You'll be hungry. You want to be hungry, but you don't want to be panicked. I think that's one secret to freelancing, because you always have to be ready. If you're getting a really, really bad or shady deal, you always have to be ready to walk away.
What's a piece of advice you want to leave the audience?
I think the biggest thing is you need to bet on yourself and commit to yourself as well. That's the biggest thing, is you gotta be able to commit to yourself and believe in your own path, no matter what anyone else says. But if you're gonna do that, you need to back it up with all the work behind it and all the discipline that's required. You gotta be prepared for all of that if you're gonna take on your own path, especially as an entrepreneur. Like, no one that's gonna back you up. You have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And so it's super important that you believe in yourself and you back it up with the work behind it.
Do you have any advice for anyone that wants to get into real estate investing?
Yeah, real estate is the ideal investment. IDEAL. I is for income, D is for depreciation, E is for equity buildup, A is for appreciation, and L is for leverage. There's no other investment that offers all of those.
Any final advice you want to leave the audience?
Don't make permanent decisions off of temporary situations. What you're going through is a season. It's not a final destination. It's a pit stop. So be smart about it. Have people around you that you can learn from, that you can ask questions, that you can take from their experiences and help yourself get to the next level.
I love that.
You could do anything you set your mind to. So stay focused.
So for any entrepreneurs that are thinking about building a business, but they don't have the confidence or they don't think they can do it, what would you guys tell them?
Don't focus on, like, I'm gonna build $1 billion business tomorrow. Like, that's not gonna get you anywhere. I'm gonna make $1 tomorrow. That's it. Just figure that out, and then I'm gonna make $2 the next day. That's it. And as long as, when I can focus on just my immediate next step, I know that I can do that.
Probably the easiest sorts of businesses to start are like service businesses, because then like you don't even need to like go build a product. You can literally be like, hey, I have something of value and pay me.
Do you have advice for aspiring CEOs?
Be true to yourself. I mean, I think we've all heard it today. Don't give up. Just pursue your dreams, and it's out there.
If you think about it, the real beauty in life is the fact that there are so many different types of people of all different backgrounds, races, ages, stuff like that. And we all have the ability to communicate with each other. We can interact, we can bond, we can talk about things, we can play sports, we can study, we can work out together. Really, life is just a bunch of different groups of people all sort of interacting with each other and making memories. And so I made a memory with each and every one of these different strangers that I interviewed. So I really think that we both made an impact on each other's lives. At the end of the day, having a lot of nice physical possessions, it's cool and all, but that's really not what gives you fulfillment in life. Fulfillment in life is having meaningful relationships with other people. And so yes, if you talk to more strangers, you will meet more people, you will meet more friends. And yes, some of the people I've interviewed have gone on to become good friends of mine. The best thing I took away besides all these lessons is in fact the memories and connections that I made with the people that I met. Go get out of your comfort zone, go meet people that you would not normally meet, because I guarantee you that's gonna make your life so much more fulfilling. And also stop judging people, guys. The comment section is absolutely brutal, and if you ever met these people in person, there's no way you'd say some of the mean things that I see in those comments. So of course, 99.9% of you guys watching this video, you've been super respectful of my guests, and hopefully you learned something from them as well. All right, so that about concludes it for this video. I just wanted to make this video because I felt like I learned a lot of things that you guys can't really see on camera. They're like the less practical lessons I learned doing this video series, but I think in a sense they are more important than the actual practical lessons that we learned. I know I've said this again and again in this video, but before we end the video, I want you guys to make a promise, find something that's uncomfortable for you and take action on that, and it's going to change your life. All right, so if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. I make a ton of videos about personal finance, entrepreneurship, and investing. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.